What is going on, child? It's your most favorite diabetic YouTuber in the whole entire world, back with another video. Not the day do the actual for y'all, but of course this one's a little bit different. Now this one's only a little bit different because apparently Gene Deal is coming out, and because Kanye decided he was gonna try to go to the Diddy trial, which does sound wild in general, but if he tried to do that. So Gene Deal is coming out and kind of allegedly exposing him, saying that Kanye West was allegedly trafficking. Now I don't know if that's true. I mean, I really have no idea what the hell is going on in life, society, etc. anymore. Like you start hearing things about all these people you idolize, and you're like, God dang, you are a monster. What's up? I was idolizing a monster. Like you hear all this shit, and you're like, what is what? But to hear this and hear Gene Deal come out and, after he exposes so much about Diddy, allegedly, I'm kind of curious to know what is actually going on. So with that said, shout out to Art of Dialogue for a video I'll react to. And also, it is all love, no hate. Now, of course, I'm going to make my jokes, be brutally honest, and I can't lie to you, I am typically an arsehole. But if it's hate, beef, or anything crazy like that, I straight admit it. But one more time, all love, no hate. All right, y'all, no more hesitations. Let's get into the video now.
Diddy trial, gotta talk about it, man. Kanye, I heard he was up there.
Well, it was shocking to everybody, but
shocked my ass.
Kanye's name was mentioned the day before that when the witness Jane was telling a story in which Puff had, I think he had attacked her at one time. He got mad and got upset with her. I think he may have put her in a chokehold or something when he found out that she went to one of the freak-offs, but they said that it was a rapper who was married, and
excuse me,
everybody,
the shit out of
all the information that came out, it was pointing to Kanye West. And then it so happened the next day he comes up there.
I ain't know they were alluding it was him, but
and I don't want to blow nobody else's platforms. I got on Drink Champs about a year or so ago before Diddy was arrested, talking about Diddy was a fed, you understand, F Diddy and all this other stuff like that. And then he talked all kind of crazy shit about Diddy. And that's how these dudes in this industry do, man. They ain't got no loyalty to they self, bro.
Dang, we got hit with that ad quick. But alright, I didn't know they were alluding that was Kanye. I heard it, but like...
And now they say him and Diddy made amends and stuff like that. Remember, I think he did a t-shirt, a shirt or something to say, free Puff, or all this other
I think
stuff.
He did.
So Kanye is on he's looking for the attention. And for him to be mentioned in the trial, and they didn't let it go through because the reason they didn't let it go through is because they said it wasn't pertinent to the charges that Puff was facing. So what happened, Jane went to Vegas and she was invited by allegedly Kanye West and his wife and them and everything like that. And they went to plays, they went to show, they went out to eat and everything. And then later on that night, they went to a hotel room. Whereas there's some other couples in there too, and some other people. And there wasn't a freak off, but it was one of the guys who does the freak off with her there. And they were all sitting around watching and drinking while this guy was having sex with another sex worker or whatever like that. And while all them just watching him have sex and stuff. I guess it's some
what?
Rich people industry.
Hell no.
What they do, but they were just sitting around watching this dude.
It's good girl, they're going to campfire and what the fuck?
Right there in front of them. You know what I'm saying? So
I guess I'm happy I'm poor. I don't know.
That incident in court. And that's how Kanye West's name came up, and which they didn't say his name, but they said his name because it was an objection done. You know how they do, objection, overrule, all this other stuff like that. So they said it was a rapper who's married. They gave a description of it, and it pointed straight to Kanye. And then it so happened the next day he
There's a
goes
lot
up
of
in
married
court
rappers, though. I don't know.
with Diddy and them sons. That's just crazy, bro. It seemed like
Timing, though.
that to me, if Kanye West is paying sex workers to have sex in front of him and his friends, ain't that sex trafficking? But it was done in Vegas. I think it may be legal in Vegas, though. I think that's legal in Vegas. Don't quote me on it, bro. But Kanye West, he would be facing sex trafficking charges if it was anywhere else. But in Vegas, I don't think it's, I think it's legal in Vegas, bro. So he may not have an issue. He may not have a problem. But does he have a license to do it? That's another thing. So if the federal government wants you, they'll figure out some kind of way.
You got a license to freak off?
So funny that how was his name or his likeness or whatever was mentioned one day, and then the next day he's up in court. That was crazy.
I'll give you that.
Well, he was somewhat of a protege of Diddy's back in the day, even though he was working with what you call that motherfucker? Rockefeller, whatever that was, Rockefeller. Even though he was working with their ass,
wow.
He was a protege of Diddy. He liked what Diddy did and everything like that. So he used to hang out, go to the parties, all that stuff like that. And I'm not saying no freak off parties, just the regular parties. He wanted to be known. So he was doing music for everybody. And he was doing music for Diddy. So I could see him being a supporter, but then when they all got big and started getting a lot of money and everything like that, they started going at each other crazy. You understand? And he felt like that because I believe Puff was the one probably introduced him to Kim Kardashian, if I'm not mistaken. I think Puff had something to do with him getting with Kim Kardashian. You
Plot twist, Kanye was the Punisher.
A couple of dudes, a dude from BMF first, and she was around, so I would presume that Kim and Kanye West was all right back in the day, and then when they started getting money and they started going at each other and stuff like that, and then Kanye fell out with the Kardashians, and none of the people that he thought was supposed to be cool with him helped him. So he just started going at everybody. So it was strange.
Everybody
that
got
whole
it.
Drink trap, and then he started when Diddy got arrested. He did say some things because the government. He may look at the fact that government may come after him, so he may become an ally of Diddy's. But everybody who's going to be around him going to go down, man. This.
I hit with another ad. God dang. But yeah, it's interesting. That shit crazy.
You gotta realize that he has no way out of this, bro. He has no way out of this. It either had to be a mistrial, or if it's a mistrial, they still go back to the drawing board. You understand? That don't mean he gets out of jail. They just do another trial date. So I believe, and my prediction on this, that was just all show for Kanye to come up in there. You understand?
Probably, yeah.
Jury, if you know anything about the jury and having Kanye to support you, I don't even think that's a good thing. But maybe they think it is. It's going to, throw something.
Reverse Uno.
Some kind of public opinion Diddy's way. It's stupid. That would be one of the last persons I would have coming up there to support me, knowing his relationship with the Jewish population. The stuff that he said about the Jewish population. Why would you have that man come up in the court and say...
I understand what it was about to be over, but I understand where it was about to go. So, alright. I ain't gonna lie, like, I never heard anything where it actually said his name was in it. Maybe I just missed it. Maybe I just, I'm tripping. I don't know. It could have went down like that, but necessarily, I don't know. I do know that they were alluding that it was somebody, a rapper and all that, who was married, but at the same time, like I said a little bit earlier, there's a lot of them. Now he's saying it is, but then he's saying, yeah, he's safe. He did it the smart way. He did his research. He checked that shit all up. Now I don't know if he had a license though. That might have been which I'm gonna be honest with y'all. If this is all true, like the license, the state, like I had no idea. Like this is all brand new to me. This shit is blowing my mind, brand new to me, and I just don't know how to really feel / react to it. Now, at the same time, this is all just accusations. If it did come out and you know a little bit more extensively about him or something like that, then yeah, I might pay attention a little bit more / you know point fingers a little bit more. But right now, it's kind of just more like. Makes some sense, but I just don't know for sure type sense. But yeah, that's really gotta say. But I do know what y'all think in the comment section down below. Also in the comments, your boy make all kinds of videos. So comment you wanna see. And yes, I got for the video. Peace.